Hello, we're the Doan Law Firm, your virtual bankruptcy attorneys. We're only virtual because we don't officially represent you, nor are we giving you legal advice, just some really good information that you need to know about considering bankruptcy. As a truly virtuous firm based on strong Christian values with 200 years of experience, we know bankruptcy, and a well-informed client is a happy client. Through this constantly updated video blog, we provide virtually all you need to know to make a good decision on whether or not bankruptcy is right for you.
In our video blog entitled The Wonders of Chapter 7 Parts 1 and 2, we talked about the bankruptcy process using Chapter 7 as our example. In this blog, we'll talk about Chapter 13 and how it differs, and differ it does. We've said that Chapter 13 is a restructuring and repayment of your debts and takes about 3 to 5 years. So now let's talk about how debt is restructured and repaid and why anyone would want to do it. Well, people will do something either because they're forced to or they want to. Picture a plate of vegetables in front of a 4-year-old and a 40-year-old. They might both be eaten, but for very different reasons. For the 4-year-old, the federal government is the scolding mother, withholding that delicious hot fudge sundae until those Brussels sprouts are eaten. In the bankruptcy context, the federal government requires that if you make more than the average of the people in your state and you have money left over at the end of the month to repay your creditors, you must file a Chapter 13. As a 40-year-old facing that same plate of Brussels sprouts, you might choose to eat them of your own volition because Brussels sprouts give you benefits that sour cream and onion chips just don't. One of the biggest benefits of Chapter 13 is the mortgage lien strip. If you have a second or a second and third on your home, and your value of the home is less than what you owe on the first, you can do a lien strip and strip off that second and third mortgage. At the end of 3 to 5 years, you have a home with a mortgage much more closely aligned to the value of the home. You're still underwater, but you're peeking out. One of the other benefits of Chapter 13 is the interest and the charges on your debts stop accruing. The goalpost is no longer moving. A Chapter 13 is more complicated than a 7 because your creditors are paid according to their status. Some creditors, like back taxes and mortgage arrearages, are paid in full, and others, like credit cards, get a portion of their debt. You and your attorney put together a plan that takes into account your income and allowable expenses and formulates one monthly payment. And you want to get this right because you're going to be living with it for a while. The 341A meeting of the creditors is a little more complicated in a Chapter 13 than a 7 because there are more moving pieces. And you have one additional hearing, the plan confirmation hearing. But when the dust settles, as Hannibal of the A-Team says, I love it when a plan comes together. Once the plan is in place, you make your monthly payment to the trustee, cruise through the next 3 to 5 years, and receive, you guessed it, the final discharge.
There you have it, all you need to know. The virtual meets reality at Doan Law Firm. To speak with one of our real representatives, don't hesitate to contact us at 888-DOAN-LAW or at the web www.doanlawfirm.com. Don't wait for tomorrow. As they say, tomorrow never comes. Let Doan Law Firm help you today.